Okay, so we have a couple quick things to talk about before we leave Chapter 7 behind. One, I want to make it very clear that what you're doing here when you do this problem is you're finding the answer to questions like, hold on, I gotta find it. Oh, there it is, like this one. So if they want f of 10, that's easy to find. So you just go to the table, right, and find f of 10. But what you're finding here is when will y equal 2.5? In other words, what values of x? And so you're finding both the answers to that. So those are the harder questions, and this is how to use intersect on your calculator to do it. Another thing that they're going to ask you pretty often, besides finding the vertex, obviously, is whether or not you chose a good model. So I showed a video earlier, just a couple videos ago, about how to pick your model, right? So you make a scatter diagram and then you kind of look at it. But then they also give you these ones where they give you some data and they want you to verify that this model that they give you does a good job. How do you do that? Okay, so you go to Stat, go to Edit, you make this smaller so you can see your numbers. Well, I make it smaller. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do, just for the sake of argument? I'm going to clear all these lists. So let me get out of here. Stat, clear list. I want to clear list 1, comma, list 2, comma, list 3, comma, list 4. Right, I want all of them cleared out. There. So when I go to Stat, Edit, there we go. I can just start typing. I'm going to go over here back to L1 because that's my favorite place to type. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 22, 27, 66, 100. There we go. Alright, so now we do a scatter plot. So let me go to y equals. I want to clear out these old equations because they're from another problem. And I don't want plot 2 on. Plot 2 was actually L3, L4. I just did that in another video. So I'm going to press enter and turn it off. So I pressed enter to turn plot 1 on, and then I press enter again to turn plot 2 off. And then I type this equation, 4.57. Now they give you t, but of course your calculator doesn't have t, so you're going to have to do x. X squared minus 40.2x plus 91.9. There we go. And then just do, well, here, let me show you what happens. If you press graph, you can't see anything because the window's set up from before. So you have to press zoom 9, zoom stat, and it makes this graph. Right? And then I think, ooh, something's not right. Doesn't this look wrong to you? Let's go look at the data. Oops, yep, that was supposed to be a 66, see? That's why a scatter plot's such a nice thing, because when you look at the scatter plot, it should make sense, right? And if it doesn't, it often means you typed something wrong. There it is. Now look at that quadratic regression. Isn't it doing a good job? So that's what you would say. You'd say, yes, the data is being fit very well by this model, right? The curve is coming close to all the points. Cool. Now if you wanted to, just for the sake of argument, let me run another regression just for fun. Let me run a linear one, and it's going to be L1. Oops, I don't want all that. All I want is, I want it to store it for me. So variables, function, y2, enter. And while I'm on the subject, I'm going to do a linear regression, exponential regression, so that's 0. And then I'm going to have it store that one in y3. So variables, y3, enter. And then you look at all three graphs. There's the quadratic, that's the first one that comes through. There's the linear, and there's the exponential. Okay? So if you want to look at just one of them, like the linear one's not doing a very good job. I mean, you can't have negative numbers of whatever this is. You can't have negative numbers of new majors, and the linear one crosses the x-axis. So that's no good. So let's go back and look at these two. I still don't like that. I'm going to press on and stop the graphing. Oops, normally that stops the graphing. Let me go back to y equals. I want to be able to see what the heck is going on here. So I'm going to go over here and press enter and make it thick. So let me graph. The quadratic is going to be a thick one. And then the exponential comes through and it's kind of thin. So they both do a good job. So which one you want to pick, that's up to you. But for 7-7, you'll have to make some kind of argument about who you think is a better job. Alright, see you later in Chapter 8.